Becoming the best of all time, the mountain no one could climb long before the cities were filled with noise and endless distractions. There stood a mountain that every traveler spoke about but very few dared to climb. Its summit disappeared into the clouds, and the elders believed that whoever reached the top would discover the greatest lesson a human being could ever learn. At the foot of that mountain lived an old stoic master. His face was marked by age, but his eyes carried the calm confidence of someone who had defeated countless storms within himself. One morning, before the first rays of sunlight touched the earth, he gathered his students. The air was cold. A gentle wind whispered through the trees. The mountain stood silently before them, as if waiting to test every soul that approached. The master looked at each student and asked a simple question. Who among you wishes to become the best of all time? Without hesitation, every hand rose into the air. Some dreamed of becoming the strongest warrior. Others wanted wealth, influence, admiration, or a name that history would never forget. The master smiled. I expected that answer. He walked toward a pile of large stones resting beside the trail. Each stone was different, but every one was heavy. He placed one into the hands of every student. Carry this to the summit. The students looked at one another in confusion. One laughed. Master, if we carry these stones, we will climb more slowly. Another shook his head. This makes no sense. The master simply replied, exactly. Now begin. The race started. At first, everyone was full of energy. They rushed up the mountain, trying to outpace one another. Some shouted proudly, I'll be the first. I was born to be the greatest. The world will remember my name. The young man who carried his stones said nothing. He simply climbed. As the hours passed, the mountain revealed its true nature. The smooth path became jagged rocks. The gentle breeze became a freezing wind. The sunlight disappeared behind thick clouds. Every step demanded more strength than the last. One by one, the students began throwing away their stones. This weight is slowing me down. I'll return for it later. What matters is reaching the top. Soon, nearly everyone climbed without a burden. They moved faster. They celebrated each other's cleverness. Only one young man still carried his stone. His hands bled. His shoulders burned. Every breath became a battle. His legs trembled beneath him. The others laughed. Look at him. He's too stubborn. He'll never reach the summit. The young man heard every insult. But instead of arguing, he tightened his grip. He remembered something the master once told him. The strongest person is not the one who carries the lightest burden. It is the one who refuses to abandon what builds his character. So he climbed, hour after hour, step after painful step. Sometimes he wanted to quit. Sometimes he questioned himself. Sometimes he stared at the stone and wondered if everyone else was right. But every time doubt appeared, he whispered, I do not control the mountain. I only control my next step. Night began to fall. The stars slowly appeared above the clouds. Finally, he reached the summit. The other students were already there. They smiled proudly. We won. The master looked at them quietly. Then he asked one question. Where are your stones? No one answered. Silence spread across the mountain. The students lowered their eyes. The last young man arrived, exhausted beyond words. His clothes were torn. His hands were bruised. His breathing was heavy, yet the stone remained in his arms. The old master smiled with quiet satisfaction. He placed his hand upon the stone. My students, this was never a test of strength. It was never a race. Story resonated with you? Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join us on this journey. Stay with us for more timeless wisdom, and remember, virtue, wisdom, unmoved. See you in the next story.